Google Ads is legally allowed to spend 200% of your daily budget on any given day. It's right there in the fine print. Google captures demand when it happens, meaning your daily budget is just an average, not a limit. It works towards a monthly target. If you set a $100 a day budget, Google will aim to spend $3,040 in that month. This creates a massive optimization nightmare. You set a daily budget, Google spends double, and you're gonna panic. So you pull back the budget prematurely to try and save money, right? This actually causes you to run out of money right when the results are going to be good. Here's the trap. The monthly average is based on your current setting. Every time you change the daily budget, you actually reset the average. This means that Google starts a fresh calculation every time you update the budget. You can lose track of your monthly cap and risk overspending or underpacing. You need to control this with budget pacing. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how I budget pace. I normally implement a manual tracking solution where I identify where we're at in the month, and then I also implement automated rule sets to act as a fallback. The manual pacing method is the best way to control your budget pacing because it's directly aligned to how much money you have. You just have to do the math. Alright, so what you need is a pacing sheet. You can build this in Excel or Google Sheets. All the agencies use a sheet like this to track their client spend. I've also included a link to a free tool in the description below that will automatically calculate your budget pacing. However, if you want to build the sheet instead, here's the formula. Take your total set monthly budget and subtract what you have already spent. Divide that by the number of days left in the month. If you have $2,000 left and 20 days to go, your new daily budget is $100. But if you overspent yesterday, the formula automatically adjusts the remaining budget to work out your new daily spend target. This number tells you the exact cap you need to set in Google Ads right now. I normally run this once a week to find out where we are at month to date. If I'm underpacing, I'll ramp up spend. If I'm overpacing, I'll look to cut back activity. So manual pacing works, but it's labor intensive and prone to errors. I want a safety net that works while I sleep. And so what I'm going to show you now is how I use Google's native automated rules to set up an hourly check on my budget. There's no coding required, and here's how you set it up. Alright, so I'm going to show you how you can do this in Google Ads. In Google Ads, go to Tools and then go to Bulk Actions. Look for Rules. In Rules, hit that big blue button and create a new rule. And I want to create a new campaign rule. I'm going to call this campaign rule Daily Budget Check. Or actually, we should call it Hourly Budget Check. And what I want to do is look for a specific campaign that I want to check. We can do this in bulk, multiple campaigns or campaigns in selected views, but I'm just going to show you how to do it on an individual campaign, okay? I want to choose one campaign. And what we want to do is set the condition for this rule to fire. So we want this rule to fire when the spend of the day has exceeded, let's say, $40. You want to set up a buffer based on your individual daily spend. So if your daily spend is $50, you might want to set it a little lower so it fires a little earlier due to the delay in data from Google Ads. So in our case, I'm going to set it as $40. If the campaign cost has exceeded $40, I want this rule to fire. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to pause that campaign. So it's going to fire when it hits $40. How often I wanted to check, I'm going to set it as hourly. And then we want this to start as soon as I set up this rule. It's going to check hourly, and the data reference point is going to be today. So using the data from that day, today, it's going to check hourly, and if it exceeds $40, we're going to pause the campaign. And then that's it, we save the rule. All right, so we now need a way to automatically reactivate campaigns that have been paused due to the budget cap. And what we want to do in Google Ads is go to rules again, and we want to set up a new rule, and it's going to be a campaign rule as well. And we're going to call this campaign rule reactivate campaigns, okay? And for actions, what we want to do is look for that specific campaign that had the budget cap rule applied. Why we want to do this is that we don't want to apply to every campaign. Sometimes if you do, selected campaigns or multiple campaigns, it might reactivate ones that are not meant to be reactivated. And so the best way is to look for the campaigns that have the budget cap rule applied. For conditions, we don't want to change anything. It's okay if it's both enabled and paused. But for action, what we want to do is select enable campaigns. And so this rule will fire regardless of the conditions. There's no conditions applied. And we want this to happen daily, right? Because the budget cap resets every day. And so we're going to get it to fire first thing in the morning daily. And basically, that's how you ensure that campaigns that are paused by the budget cap are reactivated every day at this time. And that's it in a nutshell. Rule 1 applies the brakes, and then Rule 2 resets and makes sure that the campaigns that are meant to run are active. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.